Welcome back. Now, the latest report on microfinance banks in Nigeria released by the central bank says the total loans provided by microfinance banks across the country to micro, small and medium enterprises in the second half of the year amounted to 183.96 billion naira. The financial stability report of the Apex Bank indicated that the sector recorded huge decline during the period. The figures, however, revealed that the loans declined by 48.7 billion naira from the 232.73 billion naira recorded in 2016. Now let's look at this report and issues surrounding microfinancing in Nigeria. I'm being joined by the National President Association of Microfinance Banks, Valentine Wensu. Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Wensu.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you in the studio. Now, we've seen the latest report on financial stability, a report of the central bank indicating that the microfinance banking sector, in fact, they are really not doing okay. They recorded a huge decline in the first half of 2016, with loan provided declining. What's your take on this?
Well, really, what happened in the country last year, microfinance bank is not is operating within the system also. We all know the recession and the purchasing power of people who collected loan, the repayment ability of people. You know, there's a problem with purchasing power of customers who collected loan. Willingly they want to pay, but the ability is just not there. And we also know the implication of recession, and that's what affected the decline as reported by the Financial Stability Report of CBN, because when you give out this loan and the money did not come in at the time it's supposed to come, again, it also increased the operational cost of recovering some of this money. So that's exactly what happened, is the repayment that affected the decline. The intention is to do more than that. If you look at base, compare that payment to what our asset is. Our asset also dwindled from 455 billion down to about 341 billion. So that's a huge, about 25%. So all this attributed to the operational cost of running the business and lack of repayment by the customers.
Now, what is the level of non-performing loans of microfinance banks currently?
Well, really, I won't want to give that figure because it's supposed to be a CBN report. But I know the last opportunity we have was the commercial bank. Compare it to commercial banks and microfinance bank. Commercial bank is more higher than microfinance bank. And I want to please say that it is better for CBN to release such information than for me to do a regulator's job for them.
All right. Now, recently, the MD of NDIC, Alhaji Omar Ibrahim, was quoted to have said that some directors and staff of the banks are responsible for about 40% of the non-performing loans in the banking system. Now, according to him, there were 978 microfinance banks in existence as of December 2016, with total deposits liabilities of 158 billion naira and total loans and advances amounting to 195 billion naira, out of which 87.75 billion naira, or about 45%, were non-performing loans, with 68.25 billion naira, that's 35%, constituting inside-related, or rather directors' loans. Is this correct?
Well, NDIC is a regulator in this industry. So if they are bringing out that figure, the only thing is that we need to compare it with what CBN is also giving in terms of directors-related, insider-related facility. But I don't want to speak for, because it's NDIC. We are, as an association, we are just we're just moving toward our self-regulation. So NDIC constantly, every year, together with CBN, carry out this examination and whatever report they are bringing. But I just want us to sometimes compare some of this figure, because one report is giving us 183 billion that was given to MSME. Another one is giving 195. I also think we need to just reconcile some of this figure. But if NDIC MD is saying that this is the figure, about 35% that is insider related, I think I don't want to doubt it because it's a regulator. However, I know that there have been moves in the past to ensure there's a corporate governance. And I think if those things are actually being applied, the corporate governance by the directors, it will reduce it will reduce such abuse by the directors. But I think that is what the regulators should work on.
All right. Now, what are the major issues in microfinancing in Nigeria?
Well, there are issues bordering on infrastructure. Infrastructure, I mean both financial and social. And when I mean the financial, there are some things that are expected to be in place in this industry for it to thrive. Things like, we have a problem with identity, customers collecting money and then you can't locate them because there's no proper identity in this country. And that will have been able to curtail such thing with the BVN. And I think you can hear from the Minister of Finance recently saying that there's a need because a subsector like a microfinance bank that is doing as high as 232 billion, having 455 billion as the total asset is not a sector that we just wish away just like that. So the subsector as we speak does not have a BVN, a proper identification for those who are collecting facility from the microfinance bank. Again, there's an issue of the issue also border on the identity I'm talking about, the credit bureau. The members, that's the microfinance bank too, are also meant to take the credit bureau system that is in place as enshrined by the CBN. However, what we have now, we have 3 different corporate credit bureau taking care of serial borrowers, but we have been advocating that there's a need for us to have an integrated credit bureau such that you don't have to register with the whole 3 before you can get information passed to the public as to the identity. Again, we also look at the funding is an issue in this microfinance industry because the cost of fund currently as we speak that members are getting are so high, and whatever they have is what they want to pass. The one that is coming from the government, which is the MSME, I think we will talk about that later on, is also not that accessible as it's supposed to be. So